2011 Nissan 370Z, base model, turbocharged. Everything you can possibly do to this car has been done, and if it's not done yet, it's going to be like in the next week.
I got this car back in 2014, bone stock, base model, base wheels, base brakes, everything. So I came across this one, the guy let me drive it, fell in love with it, and bought it.
Yeah.
Had it for like a year and a half, and then I started doing a couple upgrades. First thing I wanted to do was the brakes. I went to the sport brakes, the Akibonos.
Love them.
So got rid of the old brakes, upgraded the exhaust too at the same time, test pipes.
And that's when you met me.
Yep.
The Demon
So it was like shortly after that. Yeah. I put springs on the car, and wasn't happy with how the springs rode. They were okay. Yeah. And they always say do it right or do it twice, right? Yeah.
Do nice, do it twice.
Yeah.
That's the golden rule here.
So I ended up doing it twice. Came to Ryan, found him, met him through
Matthew Mays. Alex was my second client, and then Geddes was my third, and the rest is history. But I mean, this car is probably, just like Geddes, is one of the furthest we brought from almost completely stock. You had like suspension and wheels, and we were helping you with the exhaust, and now it's like there's nothing really more we can do. I was worried about the location of the turbo. It sits right underneath the exhaust manifold on the passenger side next to the trans. And every pipe from the headers back is heat wrapped all the way to, I want to say the dual split. The blow off valves were actually in the bumper, like right here. And Alex wanted them on the pipe, so we had Jack's Fab come in and weld the flanges on. And the boost controller is actually hidden in the brake fluid. The little drawer up there for all the reservoirs. So if you pop the hood and the blow-off valve was still in the bumper, it looks stock.
It was before I had the catch cans on there, and before the blow-off valves were in the intake.
Yeah, all you had was the Mishimoto hoses, right?
Yeah, it just kind of looked like a stock intake car, and we didn't have the open grill here, so Paint Pros took care of that.
Yeah,
Paint Pros did all the powder coating. I've always been a fan of the Zs. From the old Datsuns, actually my first car I wanted was a twin turbo 300ZX.
Oh yeah.
So a Z31. And then I started loving the Z car back then. I was like, I think it was like 15, 14, and fell in love with it. Never got one, and then I wanted a Z32, like a 1990 twin turbo. But that was way back then. I just couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So had to wait many years to get actually what I wanted.
Shake the car, and the only thing flexing is the tires. It's incredible. It handles great.
We're coming back from Simply Clean a couple years ago, and there was a bunch of people on the highway just like toying with each other and racing, and I saw it a quarter mile ahead of me and decided to join in. And it was like a couple BMWs, a couple Mustangs. I mean, it's like, they were nice cars, and they were having a good time. And then I joined in, and it was like 4 or 5 of them, and I just like left them all in the dust. It was so much fun. It was like right when he boosted it, like shortly after. And come to find out, I went to Jason to get alignment.
Yeah.
And there's two people worked there that were in the cars that were involved that day. And they came out, they're like, dude, you're the owner, man. You were on the highway one day, you just smoked us, man. Blah, blah, blah. So this car is actually made possible starting with Brian. When I met him many years ago, 5 years ago. There was never a shop in Jacksonville where you could really meet the owner and have that personal relationship. Yeah, you have that rapport with them. And I started telling everybody, like, immediately. Geddes, Goodwin, all my other friends, like shouting it out in GZR. Paint Pros did an awesome job. So they're the ones that actually paint matched the fender, the bumper. They cleared the hood, put the spoiler on. Paint Pros has done a lot. Shout out to BC Forge for hooking me up with the wheels, the suspension, my tuner, RS Enthalpy.
Martin's truck?
Yeah, Martin's made shit happen with this car. So,
yeah, he did really impressive numbers for just wastegate on this thing. I was a little like...
It's like 480 on wastegate.
Yeah.
It's just 7 pounds.
It's impressive.
And, yeah.
Because, I mean, it was making the 330
yeah.
NA. I'd say that's my favorite thing about the car. It's, like, perfect. The power level for what it is, the drivability is just there. You can have, you could run 700, on E85 with this turbo set up, and you wouldn't be able to use it, It'd be fun in third gear. Yeah, but how it's set up now with the suspension work, the braking, everything, it's so balanced. The power's smooth, it comes on quick, it sounds great, and it's a sleeper. You never know. You never know it's turbocharged.